What in the world is Belly thinking? Honestly, I don't know how many times I asked myself this while watching The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3. Episode 8 pushed her decisions to the breaking point, and then Episode 9 came along and proved that not even Paris could save her from the chaos she left behind. The whole thing was messy, heartbreaking, and frustrating to watch. For the very first time in this entire series, I actually felt bad for Jeremiah. And if you've been following me, you know how strange that sounds. I've always been firmly on Team Conrad and Belly. Always. But Episode 8 forced me to see things in a new light. And I know I'm not the only one who felt that shift. It all started with that awkward morning after scene. Conrad had just confessed his love to Belly, but true to form, he immediately tried to walk it back, as if opening up was some kind of mistake. Belly wasn't having it. She called him heartless. Conrad snapped back, accusing her of being the one without a heart, because she chose to stay with Jeremiah while acting like nothing was still lingering between her and Conrad, even after that Christmas moment. The tension between them was almost unbearable. They're both clearly still in love, but their pride is bigger than their hearts. And that pride is poison. Instead of admitting their feelings, they tear each other apart, and in the process hurt everyone around them, especially Jeremiah. By the end of the fight, Belly told Conrad to leave, and instead of taking time to reflect, she doubled down on marrying Jeremiah. Watching her make that choice was honestly insane. Then came the rehearsal dinner. On the surface, everything looked fine, but underneath, the cracks were everywhere. Once again, it was obvious that Belly and Jeremiah were on completely different paths. He wanted to follow in his father's footsteps to live the life his dad lived. Belly wanted something else, something far away from that. And no matter how hard they tried to pretend otherwise, they were not a true match. That night, Belly finally realized she couldn't keep hiding what happened. She went to Jeremiah and admitted that Conrad told her he still loved her. And that was the moment Jeremiah completely broke. For the first time in the entire season, we saw him stripped down, vulnerable, and terrified. Deep down, he knew Belly's heart didn't belong to him. It belonged to Conrad. Instead of lashing out, Jeremiah just tried to calm her down. He clung to whatever little hope he had left. But the next morning, it became too much for him. He disappeared, leaving Belly to spend the entire day wondering if he would come back, wondering if the wedding would even happen. And here's the most unbelievable part. She still wanted to marry him. Even with her heart tangled up in Conrad, she still planned to walk down the aisle. And that made me want to scream. Belly, what are you doing? If there was one person who saw the truth clearly, it was Stephen. He called Belly out for taking Taylor for granted, even though Taylor had been the most supportive friend she could ask for. Then he went to Conrad and told him exactly what he needed to hear, that his actions were selfish and that Jeremiah didn't deserve this kind of betrayal from his own brother and his fiancée. And Stephen was right. I've never been Jeremiah's biggest fan, but no one deserves that kind of pain. The most heartbreaking part came with a flashback of Conrad and Jeremiah together, just sitting side by side as brothers. Such a small memory, but it hit hard. Because no matter what happens now, their relationship will never be the same. And honestly, no romance, no matter how deep or passionate, is worth tearing apart a sibling bond. In the end, Jeremiah did the one thing Belly couldn't bring herself to do. He called off the wedding. And it was the right decision. But the fact that Belly wasn't the one to end it says so much about her. She was willing to marry him, not because of love, but because of pride. And to me, that's more damaging than anything else. And where were the parents during all of this? What were they even doing? Instead of guiding their kids, holding them accountable, and helping them understand the seriousness of marriage, they just stood back and let a group of 20-year-olds plan a wedding like it was a summer party. It was embarrassing and honestly a complete failure on their part. Then came Paris. In the books, Belly never even goes to Paris. She goes to Rome. Conrad doesn't show up at the airport. They reconnect months later through letters. But in the show, Belly's at the airport ready to leave for Paris. And who shows up? Conrad. And that single moment changes everything. It tells us the show is going in a different direction, one that gives Conrad and Belly a chance to talk face to face instead of leaving months of silence between them. Rumor has it Conrad might even visit her in Paris, giving them the chance to reconnect away from the chaos. Imagine it. Romantic Paris nights, honest conversations, maybe even a chance to start fresh. But of course, it won't be easy. Belly is going to tell Conrad she needs time. She can't jump into a new relationship with the brother of her ex-fiancé just days after calling off a wedding. And Conrad, being Conrad, will respect that. He'll give her the space she needs. But even with all that, we can't forget Jeremiah. Imagine being left at the altar because your fiancé is secretly in love with your brother. And while you're sitting at home broken, trying to process everything, she's at the airport lighting up at the sight of him. That look on her face said it all. Even after everything, Conrad was the only one she wanted. Jeremiah never stood a chance. So here we are. Belly has managed to destroy the bond between two brothers, and it's hard to imagine their relationship ever recovering. But what do you think? Was Jeremiah right to call it off? Was Conrad selfish? Or is Belly the one truly at fault here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I have a feeling I'm not the only one completely frustrated by all of this. And if you want more breakdowns and deep dives into The Summer I Turned Pretty, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stick around. Because if Season 3 gave us this much drama, just imagine what's coming next.